Comrade Idris, good morning.
Money.
Um, of recent, we observe that the house rent has skyrocketed above the roof, let me do what above the roof now. And this has really called for concern. What is your take on the hike or the skyrocketed house rent in
My name is Idris, Miliki, Abdul, Executive Director of Conscience for Human Rights and Conflict Resolution. It's unfortunate and condemnable too that in the last 12 years in Kogi State, the Kogi State government, under whatever guise and whatever party and leadership, have not built and commissioned one bedroom flat. We have the biggest cement factory in Nigeria located less than 50 kilometers to Lokoja State headquarters. They have not find time to sit down and maximize the effort of such opportunities so that we can go into housing estate. Under the last administration, 8 years down the line, rather than look at the document that established the relationship between the cement factory and then the Kogi government, they were busy fighting and using what Yoruba call bole kaja attitude. And that have not assisted us in any way. If the government does not intervene in the housing sector, how will you be able to do that? We'll be advocating for this, like you know. I have been doing this for several years on radio and everywhere, saying we need to go into housing sector. Housing can be do like a business. If, for instance, you commit just ordinary 1 billion naira every year into housing sector, you can sell. You can give it on owner-occupier basis. You can give it to civil servant, and then it will load down the price of housing being built by individual. Today in Kogi State, in Lokoja in particular, a new two-bedroom flat is about 500,000 naira. How can a worker earning 70,000, for instance, can do that? And I think it's very unfair. And we have raised this thing when we did the budget review, which is just less than 2 weeks ago. And I mentioned it. I mentioned places where they can build housing units. For instance, if you are building a house, by the time the house gets to lintel level, you start selling form. The money you use, the government has the land. It's just misplacement of priority and not knowing the importance of this particular sector. And that is very unfortunate. We have people, infrastructure deficit in Kogi State is not supposed to be where we are. As of today, we have 2 gigantic cement factories here. How has the local government utilized it? How has the state government utilized it? And when you talk to government, they don't listen. By the current government that is there, by January, the government will be 1 year in office. What is the housing sector policy? What is the strategy put in place to engage citizens in the housing sector? A Ministry of Housing has been created. We have not seen any strategy put in place to be able to leverage, to be able to gather the citizens. What are we doing with this empty land? We have the water, we have the land, we have the everything you can think of that can promote housing and make house very cheap in Kogi State. And even in Lokoja down the line, we have not seen such a thing. And I think it's very unfortunate, and the current government need to sit tight. We have told them that 2025 budget, so forget whether federal government is doing anything. You must complement that road. And that is the issue that is there. Why giving us 2 module of right where you cannot give me 1 bedroom flat for me to live and live comfortably? And I think it's very important that the current government should sit tight. Now they have created a separate agency or ministry or board, whatever name they call it, to address the issue of housing. 1 year down the line, we are yet to see anything there, and I think it is very unfortunate.
Okay, comment on Idris Miliki. There is a recent discovery that landlords prefer renting their houses to their own boards, which has indeed instigated a lot of crime in the state capital. What do you have to say about this?
You see, part of what we are saying, when you don't have a policy on housing, you don't have a strategy to do that. Of course, they are simply businessmen and women. You build your house, the person that comes in, you care to know what the job that person is doing when you need money. So people can charge as much as 1 million naira, and the person is coming to pay. Did you ask the person where he got the money? A lot of the landlords here are not even are behind the scene. They give it to caretaker, and the caretaker does not care what you do, and then how you make the money. As far as we are concerned, you come in there. That's what we are saying. Everything like on the government. If we have a housing policy, what is the relationship between the landlord and the citizen? We have laws, we have edicts that are supposed to regulate. And we have seen in other states that regulate, even in Lagos State, they regulate the housing sector. Where you don't have a housing policy, where you don't have a strategy to engage this policy, anybody can do anything. The person will tell you that cement has gone up, where we are hosting cement factory here, and you build a house. So it's left for the new Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to come in with a strategy and have several stakeholder engagement. And if we need to review the law, in the state here, I think it's something that we can do, so that if there is a law that says you cannot do this, cannot do that. But the best thing is just like transport sector. If you have your keke, you have your vehicle, you carry at outrageous prices. But if government intervene by providing alternative, definitely the price will go down. So it's for the government to provide alternative within the next 1 year so that people can live and live in a happy home.
Thank you.
God bless you.